Hey community, this is Dr. 𝗍𝗶𝗴𝗏 again, and today I want to tell you I got a new toy in the mail. I'm really excited about my new toy, and I want to show it to you. It's about glucose reading, and checking my glucose. So what I did is I finally bought what we call basically this is a Lancing device, and this is it right here. Let me just show you the whole thing. And I didn't have one of these before. So what I was doing prior to buying this is I would just take these, basically these are the Lancing, I guess this is called the Lancet device right here. So I was taking these things right here out of the package, taking off this top thing, and I'm going to get a close-up on this. Hopefully you can see that, get this in focus here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be hard. You see there's just a little bit of a, basically it's a little point right there, right? So on the tip there, oh, maybe there you can see it. You see that just a little, oh, there you go. See that little tip right there. So what I was doing prior to getting this device right here is I was just like jamming that into my finger, right? Now, it's hard to see, but that is, that's pointy, and that whole thing was jabbing into my finger. So, there was a little pain involved with checking my glucose. And now since I've been really on this glucose kick, I've been checking my glucose a lot. So then I finally decided to upgrade to this right here, which is basically, I think that the actual correct definition of Lancing device with injector. Now, the thing is here, I'm not sure how you can see this or not, but you see those numbers right there? And you can see if I move this, this can set the depth. You see? I just want to make sure I just want to point this out, because if you're not a diabetic, you're going to need to know this stuff if you want to check it. So you can see here, you can see there's a little gap right there. You see that gap right where my pen's at right here? Now if I twist this here, you're going to see that gap goes away, right? So here, if there's a gap there, this would be for skin that is not callous, a very sensitive skin. So that means that the actual pin isn't going to jab you as far deep. Now, if I twist this all the way down like this here, then this needle right here in the Lancet is going to inject up higher. So let me just show you how this thing works here. All right, so this is the Lancet right here. So you just take the cover off, and then this pops off right here. And then you just stick it right in the top there. Okay. Now, when you push it down, you can click it here. It's like ready to be injected. Then if I click this little button right here on the back here. Okay, you see how it just jumped up there, right? So you put that in there, and then here, put that all the way down. And then you can also do the injector. You can also load it by just doing this right here. All right. So I've been playing around with the numbers right here, and basically I want the least amount of pain with the maximum amount of blood. And for this machine right here, which I'll be showing you, like, you don't need that much blood. You need a very, very small amount. So let me go ahead and get this thing set up. All right. So here I'm going to put mine on level 2 right there, and just get a good picture of that. So you can see that where that lines up there, that level 2. And then you can see that there's a gap there between the green and the cover. So it's very, very, I mean, to be honest with you, like, I can't even feel this thing go into my finger. Now, how this works is there's a hole on the side there. You see that hole right there? So you got to push your finger all the way down. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this or not. So you want to push that all the way down so that here, I can do this. So you can see here, there's a little pattern right there. You see that middle of that finger right there? That's where the needle jams into. So the needle actually doesn't shoot high and then come back down. So you push your skin in there, and then just that little bit down in that little bit of hole right there, right? That's enough to like pierce your skin. I'm pushing really hard to pierce my skin, so you can see that right there, right? Okay. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to do it on the side. So I'm going to push kind of hard on there because pierce it. And this is right now, this is on 2. So it's basically, there's 1 and then there's 2. So 2 is 0 is the least invasive, and then 10 is the most jab, right? So let me just show you how much blood I'm going to get right here. So I loaded it. I'm going to prick my finger. And I could barely feel that. Really. And then here, I could actually probably go down to 1 actually. Okay, so this is going to be my fasting, not fasting, came back from the cabin, so today it's the morning, it's 9:15 a.m., so it's 104. So, I mean, that's a pretty good glucose. Let me do it again here, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it all the way down to 0. So basically there's no, it was on 2 there, so it moved over just a little bit right there, okay? I'm not going to check my glucose. What the heck? I'll check it so you can see. Like, I'm going to check it now and then in 30 seconds later, and you'll see if there's a difference with this. But this thing here is a game changer. I'm telling you, like, I was like, sometimes I would prick my finger so hard with that, like, there would be pain. Like, I don't want pain. I want to be able to check this as much as possible without having a consideration about how much pain I'm going to have to endure. So, put my finger here. So, if you push down hard, you're really going to push that finger, that circle in there. Okay, let me load it. There. Yeah, that was on 0. And if you squeeze some blood in there, that's going to be plenty of blood without the pain. Okay, so there's some variability in this. So it was 104. Let's see what it is right now. Okay, 105. So that's pretty, you know, pretty good test, right? So what I'll do is the links below. I'll have this. You buy these on Amazon. I mean, seriously, this is like, I think this is like $6. All right, you get 300 of these. You know, I can't remember. This is like $20. So, and this glucose monitor is like 20. So to really figure out your glucose levels is very, very simple. And I'm telling you, this thing is a game changer for me. Like, I don't like pain. Like, I don't like pain, and this thing has totally changed. I can easily prick my finger and not be considering, oh man, I got to prick my finger, it's going to be pain. So that's it there. Give me a thumbs up, like the video, share it with someone because there's someone out there that needs some help. Take care, and remember, where there's help, there's hope. Bye-bye.